There are many ways people price their decals and many formulas, but one thing is for sure, not all the projects are the same because you have to consider complexity, type of material that you are going to use for your project, the size of the project, labor, and many other factors that we will talk in this video because you will also need other resources for your project. Like if you use a wet solution like Rapid Tack, you will need to spend money on that solution. You will also need some cutting tools, adhesive removers, duct tape, and many other things. And that is why we're going to introduce our newest calculator for pricing decals with a new formula where you can set your own price and that you can use if you are one of all gold memberships in our channel. But we will also give you a free trial if you're not, so you can try it. We will tell you how and for how long, so make sure you stick around and give us a like and subscribe if you are new to this channel. Now, if you're a gold membership, you can see all of these calculators for pricing t-shirts, for pricing small stickers, and pricing decals. And this is the oldest calculator that we have. And the way this calculator functions is that whatever prices that you put on section 1, which is price that you pay for every square foot of vinyl, including the transfer tax and shipping, because of course, like we said, it is very important that you include all of those expenses. So that way you put it on the customer's tab. And the other calculator that we're going to introduce is pretty much similar, but a little different. But we'll get to that in a second. Now, this one, for example, our provider is uscutter.com, and we pay approximately $1.60 for every square foot of vinyl, including the transfer tax and shipping. But if you put that number here, $1.60, this calculator has a special formula which it will balance to a round up number between $13 per every square foot, and it will be multiplied by section number 2, which is square footage used for the project. So for example, if our project consists of 10 square foot of vinyl for the project, it will multiply 13 by this number. And of course, this section here, the fee for additional colors, this is how much you want to charge for every additional color. This will be interpreted as complexity fee because if you know, layering colors takes more time, resources for you. So you have to charge for every additional color. Even though you have already included the colors here on section 2, because this is the total of all the colors and the square foot of vinyl you're gonna use for the project. So that's already covered. But the difference is that this one, it is for every additional colors. That's why it's set on $1. Of course, all of the numbers that you see here are on default, but you can change it if you don't like these prices. Now, the labor here is divided into 2 sections, which is the labor fee per hour for setting up the project. That is the time that you spend setting up, like cutting the vinyl, waiting out, adding your transfer. And the other side is when you are doing the installation. And of course, you set up your own price for those 2 labors, how much you want to charge for by the hour when you are just waiting out, cutting the vinyl, and adding the transfer. And the reason why we divided this into 2 sections is because not all your customers will want the installation. Maybe they just want the stickers. That is why we divided this into 2 sections. You can do the same pricing. Again, the numbers that you see here are on default, and that is because the information we gather online is based on these numbers. That is why we set up the average price. But again, depending on the state that you live, it's different. So you can change or set up your own price. But before we move on to the other one, let me just be clear. This one has a system where it will give you 5 different results. When you calculate, it will give you the total with tax, if it was included, the investment of your project, the total profit, the hourly rate, and the profit per square foot. and this is a very, very sophisticated system. Now, here there's another calculator because the first two questions people struggle a lot. A lot of people, they don't know or have a clue how much they're paying for every square foot of vinyl of material that they whatever the provider is. And number two, they don't know how to break down square footage, and that is why here where it says find out how much you pay by the square foot, we have two calculators there that will help you exactly with those two first questions. So if you don't know how much you are paying for every square foot of vinyl, including transfer, tax, and shipping, this calculator is so easy to use. You just type where it says vinyl roll size, you type in the size in width and inches. So if you are paying for a vinyl roll that it is in width 24-inch or 2 feet is the same thing. 2 foot, it's 24. There's 12 inches on every foot of vinyl. But it's usually most providers sell it to you by 24 inches or 15 inches or 12 inches. Those are the most common sizes. All the providers will sell you the vinyl. So if it's a 24-inch by, let's say, there's two options here in length and yards, because depending on where you buy your material, sometimes they sell it to you in length by yards or feet. And where we get it from U.S. Cutter, they sell it to us by feet. So I'm sorry, by yards. So we're going to use yards. Let's say the 24 roll, it's approximately 10 yards. So we're going to put the price here. We're going to make up a number here around $34 before tax, okay? And now, as you know, you have to use transfer for your project. And you have to do basically the same. Just put in the size of your transfer roll. If it's also a 24-inch transfer, the Arte Clear Choice AT75 that you see a lot in our tutorials, it is also, we get it from uscutter.com. And those usually sell it to us, the 24-inch by 100 yards. And that is, I believe, the smallest size they got. Like we said, if you want to take this business serious, you have to invest on big rolls, okay? Now, let's say that this roll costs between $75. Let's say this is just, that's not really how it costs. We're just doing an example here. We put in a price. Now, let's say that our tax in that bill was around $13 for tax, and the shipping cost around, let's say, another $13. Now calculate, and here below it tells you how much you're paying for every square foot of vinyl. Now there's some important recommendations here. We recommend that you add 25 cents for electricity because you have to use your machine, whether it's at your house or at your shop. You have to use electricity and other resources like rapid tag and duct tape and all of those tools that you will need for the installation. So we recommend that you add additional 50 cents to 40 cents to this number that you're already getting here, which is $1.14. So that covers question number one. Now, how do you break down inches to square footage? We have a calculator here below where you can, let's say in your software, you have the dimensions that you already want for your project, and it measures 55-inch in length by, let's say, 13 inches, and calculate, and below it's telling you how much that design is in square foot. And that is also, that covers question number two. Now, this is the newest calculator that we have, and you can get a free trial. Just follow the instructions below on the first comment on this video. and it will tell you how and for how long. Now let's get right into it. Now this one has instructions too, and there's the formula on how this calculator operates, and here's the instructions. You can read each one and how each section works, and below the calculator you will also find more information on pricing decals. A lot of important information that you should consider before pricing any of your projects. So here they're all below. You can just find and click and go through it one at a time. Now let's go to section 1. Again, this one is very similar to the other one. Your price that you pay for the square foot of vinyl. Now we're gonna use our example. We pay $1.60 from US Cutter for every square foot of vinyl, including transfer, tax, and shipping. Now, the way this one works is that we calculate whatever vinyl, and by the way, let me mention this. That is for Oracle 651, which is the most common vinyl that we use for basic projects. Now, there is Oracle 751 for cast or more complicated surfaces like metal rivets, curves, and all of that. And there are also many other brands like metallic, reflective, 3M, which is a very expensive vinyl. It doesn't matter. The way this one works, once you find out how much you pay for whatever vinyl is that you're gonna use, for every square foot of vinyl, when you find out the price, you will multiply that by 2, but you're gonna do that manually. So if I pay for Oracle 651 with uscutter.com, I'm gonna multiply 160 times 2. It comes up to $3.20. I'm sorry, let me erase that 0 there. It is $3.20. All right, now the square footage used for the project. Now let's pretend that we are gonna work on a medium-sized project that's gonna require around 15 square foot of vinyl for the project, okay? Now, again, the instructions there, you can read the formula on how this one works. Now we're gonna go for our labor fee per hour. Now the information on many formulas that we got that people use based on, I cannot talk for Canada, UK, Europe, or other countries, but in the United States, the average price for car decals by the hour is between $100 and $150 per hour. Now, let's use the $150 per hour. Okay, that is our labor fee per hour. Now, let's pretend that this project, the 15-inch square foot of vinyl that we're going to use for this medium-sized project is going to take around 2 hours of labor to do, from cutting the vinyl to installation. It is a simple project, okay? Now, number 5. Now, pay attention to this section. Now, the complexity fee, it is how simple or how intricate or difficult, same thing, how difficult or simple a project is. Your fee for simplicity per hour. Now, based on the information that we gather online, again, you don't have to follow this step by step, but you can also increase or decrease whatever you feel comfortable. But based on the information we gather, is for simple projects, we charge 10% of the labor, whatever the labor fee that we set up, which in this occasion is $150 per hour. Now we're gonna do 10% of that. That comes to $15, and that is also going to be per hour. So those $15 are gonna be multiplied by the labor time, which is 2. Okay, and that is for simple projects. Now, here comes your fee for intricacy or for difficult projects. Now, based on the information, for difficult projects, we charge 20% of the labor fee, which is $150. So 20% of that comes to $30, okay? That will be your fee per hour for difficult projects. But like I said, this is going to be a simple project. So section 6, you will choose simple or intricate. and you already set up your prices here. So we recommend that once you figure out your own pricing, you always write it down on a sticky note or somewhere where you can just fill out those numbers right away, so it'll be much faster for you the next time. So let's say that this project is a simple project and no additional fees. This calculator also has a section for our additional fees for, any other hidden fees that you did not see, like your setup fee. If you decide to charge for the setup fee, if you decide to charge for adhesive removing, like an old sticker, or any other fees that might come up. So that is the section right there. And tax, it also has an option for tax if you want to add the tax based on whatever it is that you live in the tax code. So let's leave it with no fees, no tax. So let's calculate. The calculator tells me like this project will goes around $378. It is a simple project. It only takes 2 hours, and it's only gonna take 15 square foot of vinyl for the project. So again, this is just an average price. But now I want you to check out the difference between simple and intricate. Now let's say that this project is going to be a little difficult, and on the instructions here above you can read what we consider difficult and what we consider simple. So I invite you guys to read the instructions there. But one thing we are forgetting: intricate means something that's gonna delay the project. So it's also gonna go, the labor time is gonna go up from 2 hours. It can go up to 1 more hour. So let's put 3 hours now. Let's calculate, and it makes a difference. Because if you're going to do a complicated project, even though it's the same square footage, it's the same project, but it's going to be more difficult, the labor time is going to increase, and the difficulty for you is also going to increase. So we encourage you to charge for difficult projects. So that is why we do it this way. And we will be making more videos about this calculator. So I invite you guys to check it out and take your free trial. Again, just go down on the first comment and you're gonna see the instructions on how you can get the free trial and when will it expire. So make sure that you do this right away, because we don't know if it's gonna be temporary or if we're gonna have constant free trials for everyone. So this calculator is going to be available for gold members, free trials just for this calculator, and gold members are going to have this calculator and the other ones that they already have. So thank you guys. Hopefully you found this video good information, and if you are interested on the membership, just click on the join button and choose the gold membership, so you can use this calculator without any restrictions. Of course, memberships, they expire every month and they renew themselves, but you can cancel anytime for any membership. We really appreciate your time, guys, and we will see you on the next episode. Thank you.